Hey Scorpio, I hope you're doing well. This is going to be your July sneak peek reading. This is for Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, okay? Let's see what we have here for you. July sneak peek energies here for Scorpio. Whew. Starting off with the major arcana, and then we get a card that represents the past. It doesn't have to be that this is a romantic thing. It could be, but it does not have to be. It's not. I don't think it is. We'll see, but Ace of Cups is showing up on the bottom of the deck here as your overall energy, which is saying a lot, okay? It's saying a lot. So Ace of Cups is a card that represents, you know, a lot of times it's read as like emotions over, it's read as emotional fulfillment, and it can be, but it's really just emotions overflowing, and I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotion going on here. Some of you could have recently gone through an ending that has caused you to like be really open emotionally. So there's something about that here. You're starting off with the High Priestess, Pisces energy. This can represent your intuition, and I feel like it's screaming here. It is screaming here. Now I will say, I'll go ahead and I'll go over it right now. Some of you, this could be a fixed sign returning. You have so much of your own energy in your reading, though. You've got the Six of Cups, which is your energy. You got the Death card, your energy. You got the Wheel of Fortune, your energy. And you got Judgment, your energy again, in a 6-card spread. It's crazy. If you want to get technical, it's in the Ace of Cups, too, and that's the overall. Anyhow, Scorpio, this has to do with something from the past, but again, it does not have to be a romantic interest. And we're seeing how this is evolving. We'll get to how it comes up in July, why it's coming up here. But the High Priestess and the Six of Cups, this could be like a spiritual gift from childhood. You do have that Six of Cups energy, which can represent like a childlike energy. It can also represent the past. And then we get the Five of Pentacles, which this is closely tied to the Hierophant, for those of you who don't know. In the traditional Rider-Waite decks, in the Five of Pentacles, there are 2 figures. They're walking out. I know for those of you who have watched tarot a lot, you have seen this, okay? 2 figures walking outside of this cathedral. In the back, there are 5 pentacles. They're lit up. On the inside of that cathedral is the Hierophant, which is a card of tradition, structure, rules. Some of you have buried your spiritual gifts, maybe in childhood or in like your teen years. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't even necessarily have to be in childhood. It could have even been in adulthood that maybe you buried these gifts. I don't want to say you were ashamed of them, but maybe somebody else was, right? Hierophant can be tied to religion, again, tradition, structure, things like that. This doesn't fit in that box. This doesn't belong, right? And so for a lot of you, what I'm seeing here is that these gifts are returning. There's something here that, and listen, I know some of you are like, no, I've already embraced the gifts that I have, I know what they are. Okay. But is that all? Is that all there is, right? Because for a lot of you, just because you're intuitive doesn't mean that, there's not something else, right? Some of you could have mediumship abilities. You do have the Death card here. But what I'm feeling off of that is the fact that, you did bury these gifts. You did ignore them. Rock yourself back to sleep in the face of them. And they're returning. And it could be because of a big cycle. A big cycle has ended, or a big cycle is beginning. There's something to that energy when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. So if there's been a big shift in your life recently, you may start to feel like your foundation isn't as solid as it was. And that doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to go wrong. I feel like this is because things are shifting on a spiritual level. Things are waking up, and that's why Judgment is here. Right? I feel like your spiritual gifts are awakening again. And I feel like they're not going to be able to be buried this time because you need them. You're moving into a chapter where you really, really need them. Now, going back to this, for some of you, there is going to be a test of your growth. It looks like there could have been a karmic cycle that probably closed out here. You have High Priestess, Six of Cups, Death. You've got pretty much all of the tarot signs that a karmic cycle has or will be closing out. And I think that in July there's going to be a test because Six of Cups, card of your past, Wheel of Fortune, returns. I think that somebody may be trying to correct certain behaviors, make something right here with Judgment being present. And honestly, I just feel like these gifts are I feel like they're present to help you push forward out of this. And I think that, you know, part of the purpose of this, because a lot of people, they get hung up on, what was the meaning of this? What was the lesson in this experience? Sometimes there's a bigger lesson for the other person, right? And so I think that for a lot of you, it's necessary for these gifts to make an appearance so that way you can have the strength and courage you need to send this person away so they can learn their lesson, right? So let's see what else we've got here, Scorpio. Sorry, we're a little heavy. We're a little heavy here in this one. Okay. So, Two of Swords is underneath the High Priestess. We already discovered this, right? I think for a lot of you, this could have been a feminine energy. I wonder, like a lack of balance with this feminine energy here, like reciprocity, I guess. Like, no, lack of acceptance is what it was here. And the heart space, feeling like their heart space was closed off if they saw a certain part of you. And, you know, you got the blindfold on here in the card. So I do wonder for some of you, you just tried to make it go away, you know? Yeah, there's something about this. I'm wondering if this could be a mother, a grandmother. Some of you, things are becoming more balanced now, though. You have the Justice card showing up, okay? Things are becoming more balanced now. So I wonder if this could be a better relationship with this person. You know, either way it goes, Justice being present here, I do feel like things are coming back up from the past. It's not just your spiritual gifts. I feel like a lot is coming back up to reassess, evaluate, and make things right. You know, there's a lot of this energy going on in your reading specifically. You have the Hangman showing up, tuning in to higher perspectives. You can see the crown is lit up here, Scorpio. July is going to be insane for you. It's going to be huge. You have the Two of Wands showing up underneath the Death card. So I feel like you're initiating something here. Contact maybe. Maybe you're telling somebody, look, this is over for good. Blocking you. It's done. Stop trying to contact me. Some of you, this Two of Wands, this could be you finally taking the first step to do something you've always wanted to do, whether it's, you know, starting a business, moving, you know, traveling, right? You're checking things off the bucket list. It's that kind of energy here. It's showing up under Death. Like death is a rebirth. This is a big change happening for you, Scorpio. Page of Cups is showing up underneath the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this has to do with your relationship with self. Now, it's like I said, somebody could be returning. This could be an emotional conversation, but it really feels to me like this has to do with a conversation you're having between the current version and the new version of yourself here. Well, to be, right? It's giving me that kind of vibe here where you're trying to figure out, do I resist this? How would I even go about resisting this? It's that kind of energy here. It's crazy. The Star is showing up, healing those parts of you that felt like you had to bury this. This is a card of rebirth. It's also wishes being fulfilled. It's also a card of healing. So yeah, and you can heal from whatever went on in a relationship without having to have, you know, a restart or an apology or closure from that person. So I think that's something else that some of you might have needed to hear. We had Aquarius energy with the Star, by the way, but that's what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio. I hope that this was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. I do apologize that it was heavy this time, but it is what it is. Get what I get, okay? You're more than welcome to watch out for your other signs. I'm reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, okay? So you can watch those if you'd like, but Scorpio, if this is where we part, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.